lady. Hello, precious lady out there. How are you? I am Rebecca, and I am a woman whose organs were shutting down and only had 5 days left to live. Yes. This was a few years ago, and I am here to talk with you and share some really important things that have helped me to get out of that stressful life and that stressful environment. And there were a couple of different things that were actually causing the stress. Let me make sure this volume is up. Thank you for your patience. So, here are some things. So, when you are in a workplace, in a workspace, when you're working and you're having to perform your tasks and duties for your job, it's, of course, you have to be, moving and talking and doing different things, right? So, one of the things that really helped me when I was coming out of that stressful life and stressful situation of what had caused my organs to shut down and that had caused the stress was to slow down. What do I mean by this? Slow down in any way that you possibly can. And it's difficult at first, but once you learn how to do it and how to incorporate it into your life, it becomes easier. So, slowing down can be with how we speak. So, even as I'm speaking to you now, I am not in a hurry. I am taking my time and I'm just speaking probably slower than most people might be comfortable with because a lot of times, and this is just from experience, people can get impatient. And I know that I was that person. I was on the other side of who I am today. So that looked like, oh, I wish she would hurry up and say what she wants to say. I wish she would hurry up and finish her sentence. I wish she would hurry up and finish her thought. Why can't she move any faster? Why doesn't she speak faster? You know? And so that really can just dysregulate our systems and keep us in a constant fight or flight sense of movement and life on a daily basis. And so I have really worked on slowing down my speech, slowing down even how I walk and how I move. I, from the experience that I had, was working in an office temporarily because of, the world situation a few years ago. And one of the places that I found employment during the time was a, a, a an office that needed support. They needed help. They needed support. And so I worked in the morning in this office, and then in the afternoon, I would work with, as I've mentioned before, I was in the education space for over 2 decades. And so, being an educator, but you're always in the classroom, right? And so the front office needed the help. And so I was able to assist and able to be there, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. What I did not really find very positive for my own person and my own energy was just the way everything moves so quickly and so fast which I understand because everything must move quickly and must move fast at times. It's not always like that. It's not like that all day long. But there are moments when things are just hopping and moving, right? They're just moving fast. The phones are ringing, and you have people and parents at the window and at the front desk and asking for help, and then you've got the phone ringing. And so there is a lot of movement and a lot of responsibility and a lot of interaction with different individuals. So, one of the things for me coming out of that space, which I enjoyed very much, and I did it for one year, uh, but coming out of that space and that environment really helped me to move into the next phase of my journey of healing. So that's one of the things you want to do is if you feel so stressed at work, if you feel so, and you're going to have responsibilities, right? Our jobs demand responsibilities and demand expectations from us as a woman. So, one of the things that I want to just suggest for you so that you can find some sense of peace in the moment or in the day is take some time to slow down for yourself. No one can take care of you better than you can. No one will take care of you better than you can, except for God. God takes care of us. And I do want to mention that as I go into these 5 different things that we can do as a woman, that you can do personally to help reduce some of the stress, some of the load, some of that heaviness in your work environment and workplace, and bring some peace into your life, are the 5 following things. So the first one is slowing down. Slow down how you speak, how you walk, how you move. 3 things. Simple. It's not simple to do in the moment, and it will take some practice as it did with me. Now, as I've mentioned in other videos, anything I talk to you about or teach in these master classes are always just going to be something that I have done personally. I have created this space for you. I have created this channel for you. God has downloaded the information to me and has nudged me to do this for, I think this is now the 3rd year that I have been gathering, researching, collecting so that I could create this space for you, so that I could create this environment for you to come here, take a breath, take a moment for you to settle for just a moment. If you can listen to the videos, these master classes that I have on my channel for you, just 5 minutes a day to begin, 5 minutes of your lunchtime, 10 minutes of your lunchtime, 20 minutes of your lunchtime, on your drive to work, on your drive to school, on your drive back home, on your drive to wherever it is your workplace is. Take some time for you. It's super important. And I want to share, I'll share in a moment the actual basis of today's video, which I always used to hear different people that I have followed in the past. They would say, I didn't know what I was going to say today. And I was thinking, like, how would they just come online and not even know what to say? But it is very possible. It is very easy because it's just, you know, it's just so easy. You just decide, that you're going to come on for the day, and you're like, okay, God, what do you want me to say today to the ladies? what do you want me to share today with the women in this space, right? And so that's what happened today. And I literally looked at my, it was 1:14, and um, I looked at my phone, and I was looking up some information that I wanted to talk about today. And bam, there was the text that I needed to share with you. So I'm going to share a couple more little things, and then I'll share with you what it was that was placed in front of me so that I could share with you today. So as you can see, and I've had these in my other videos, okay? So I have plants in my home. And so this is my most lovely, gorgeous, beautiful, very large plant. And she was very small when I brought her home from the grocery store. I believe it was the grocery store. And she's just been a part of my life and a part of our space and a part of our lives in my home. And so that is one of the things that I want to say that is very helpful to have in your, I don't know if you have a desk, if you have a cubicle, if you have like a workstation or a workspace, whatever that is, look for something that will bring you joy, something that will help you to feel grounded. And as I say the word grounded, I feel my system lowering. I feel my my nervous system softens. My pelvic floor softens and lowers. And it's so important. You must take care of yourself. Stress is a very bad thing in your life. Please hear me when I say this. Hear what I'm saying. Hear my words. Listen to my words. Listen to what I'm saying. And really take it into your heart and mind. Stress is so dangerous. You've got to get a hold of it. And by that, I mean find the steps, find the tools, find the strategies, and use them in your life so that you can get a grasp of what peace is, what peaceful feelings, what a peaceful environment looks like, feels like, sounds like, even smells like. And I'll give you, that's going to be an added bonus. I didn't think about doing that one. But you've got to really understand how dangerous it is to be so stressed in your job. So when I'm telling you this, I can feel my system. My system is so, it is so rhythmic in its being. And she just loves to just be calm, present, quiet, peaceful. Let me just add this one thing that I wanted to add. So, looks like, smells like, feels like. Thank you for your patience. So, a plant. Have a plant in your workspace. And then this is another thing. This is another thing that I've always had in my workspace at work, which was at school because I was an educator for so many years. And I have it here at home too. This is my office. This is my home office. And so this is a space for doing my videos, creating content, working with the ladies, working with you women that want that peaceful time, that peaceful moment in your life. And so another thing that I have is my hot tea. And it's just so comforting, especially on a cooler day where I live. There is no snow today, but it is a cooler day. And so it's so important to find things that help you to regulate your nervous system, regulate the rhythm of who you are, regulate the rhythm of how you want to feel. We want to feel peace. We want to feel calm. We want to feel quiet. And so another thing that I would have in my workspace too was, I'm trying to think of the word, diffuser. It was a diffuser. And so the diffuser, you can place the little drops in the diffuser that will give a nice fragrance to your classroom, your nurse's station, your your office. You're a high functioning, um, high tech employee, at any office that is high demanding. Maybe you're an attorney and you have an office, you have a desk. So place a plant. Not, you don't need a big ginormous plant like I have here, but you can get a little plant for your desk, for your office. Have your favorite mug at work, at your desk or in your office, and then bring some tea, bring a teapot, bring an electrical teapot. That's what I did in the classroom so that I could have something that would help me to feel grounded, to help me to feel, peace and calm in the moment. And so that those are just things that you can do, to help bring some peace into your own life. So that's number 2, is set up your workspace, even if it's just a little tiny space, but it's your space. A lot of times we might have a picture, we might have photos of our family or our children. You know, this is the same thing. Along with your photos, have your mug, your favorite mug of tea, or maybe you have like a to-go coffee, one of those tall cylindrical coffee mugs that you like to have on the go, and you want to have coffee. Have that at your workstation, and maybe a lot of you already do. Maybe you've already found a way to add some peace into your life when you don't have peace and when you're feeling so, moments that are so pulling of your energy. They pull of your energy and they take from you, which is, it's normal. That's our job, right? Our job is to do our job, and it requires us to be present, and it requires us to be available and to be on the go and on demand, right? And so those are just some things that you can do. Those are some tips that you can take away for yourself to make the moment feel really peaceful. Maybe you have to walk away from your desk. Maybe you're at a nurse's station that you have to walk away and you're constantly walking away, but you have colleagues, and maybe even just to make the space for all of you, you and your colleagues, you can set up this beautiful little area. Maybe it's a small area, but you could set maybe one little thing. And maybe, I don't know if diffusers are allowed in a hospital or at a workstation at a nurse's station, but a plant is welcome. A plant is so grounding and so beautiful just to look at, and even to touch as you walk by or talk to it when you walk by. Just a thought. All right, so the third thing, this one might be a little tricky for some of you, a little maybe triggering for some of you, because you may not necessarily agree with me, or you may not necessarily want to really do this next step. But I feel like one of the things to calm you from the stress, to bring peace in your life from the stress in your work environment, is don't engage. What does that look like? Don't engage when there is some drama. I have written down office drama, office gossip. And again, that might be triggering for you because maybe you like visiting with your fellow employees, fellow workers, fellow people that you have around you in your workspace and in your environment and in your job. I just feel like I want to share this because when we are in high stress environments, we already have so much of our own things to worry about. And so, you know, just keeping ourselves to us, to our space is so, it breathes life into you. Why is that? And what does that look like? Well, bringing back all of the energies, like say office politics, office drama, office gossip, anything that is going on, whether it is an office or any other workplace, maybe it's out in the field. I don't know, like maybe it's the courtroom, maybe it's, a hospital, whatever your space is, maybe it's a high tech company that you work for. Maybe you're in cubicles, maybe you do have your own offices. Whatever it is, bring back your energy to yourself. Pardon me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That came out of nowhere. And I don't know if that could have been something like, don't mention gossip and drama at work on your YouTube video. That could have been, or it could have been like stress it even more. Like bring more attention to it, highlight it more for the ladies so that you can find that peace. Because you can have stress in your life, but you can also bring peace into your own life. And so that is my goal, and my mission is to help ladies and women bring peace into their lives because of the stress that we live in, of the stress that we work around, of the stress that is in our lives on a constant daily basis. And so much so that it can make you ill. So much so that it can send you to an emergency room 3 times in 6 months. That was what happened to me. And the issue was that no one was able to find out what was happening. First it was like she's having a heart attack, she's having a panic attack, she's having an anxiety attack. Those were the different things that I was hearing. It wasn't that. It was none of that. It was none of the above. It was good old stress, which is chaotic, wreaks havoc, and it will unlive you. It will unlive you if you don't take hold of your life in a peaceful, calm, gentle way and bring peace into your life, bring calmness, bring harmony into your life, into your space, into your moments. And it's not easy. It is not easy. It's still a journey that I've been working on and working through to this day. And so it takes time, and it takes time to heal, and it takes time to come back from all of the chaos and all of the drama and all of the stress. It takes a lot of time, but it is the most beautiful journey that I have been on. It has taught me a lot about myself. It has taught me about boundaries. It has taught me how to cope, how to manage, how to even interact with others in my life. It has helped me better my relationships with different individuals in my life, friends, family, because you're bringing such a calm sense into the space. You're bringing such a calm, beautiful, harmonious, peaceful person into a space where people are not used to this. People are not used to having calm and peace and harmony in their lives. So don't engage. Don't engage in that. We're not going to talk about someone else. We're not going to comment on someone else's life. We're not going to comment on someone else's space. We're not going to judge other women. We're not going to be jealous of other women. If there is anything I can teach you in these master classes, any one thing, is jealousy. Jealousy is a horrible thing. I do not like jealousy. I do not like envy. We each have what we have, and we each acquire what we acquire, and there is no need to be jealous of other women, to be envious of other women. I have been on the other side of the jealousy and the envy, and it does not feel good. It feels very uncomfortable. It feels very overwhelming, and it feels very negative. The energy is so heavy and thick, and I do not like it at all. Now, being a jealous person, I think that maybe at times I don't know if I was taught to be jealous, because there are people in my family who have even said to me, I'm jealous of you, Rebecca, for this and this and this, XYZ. I'm jealous of your relationships with this person and that person. What? Excuse me? That's a horrible feeling. I don't like that feeling. It feels horrible. And so I remember there was one time when I was a child, I remember. And there were other times. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was another time too, as an adult. It's so negative. Why do we want to be jealous of other people? We have our own things. We acquire our own belongings, our own things, our own information, our own knowledge. We are a person of our own everything that God has given us. So why would we ever want what someone else has? Why would we ever want someone else not to have something that we don't have? Why would we want that? And I can give you an example. There is a person that used to be in my life that has just acquired something beautiful, wonderful, phenomenal. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't have that. I don't have that. I just don't have that in my life right now. And so, after some sadness and some upset in myself, I was able to bring myself back to a moment where I came to God and I said, this is upsetting. This is sad. I don't like this feeling. This person is able to acquire something that I do not have. Please take this away from me. And how I did this and how God removed those feelings from me is this. I told God and I asked God to bless that person. Bless that person. Bless his acquiring of that thing. Bless his life. Bless his income. Bless his actions. Bless his motives. Bless his being. Bless everything about him. Now, is that an easy thing to do? Not at all. It's taken me 4 years to be able to say those words to God. That person is no longer in my life. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes a heart that is so grateful for what you have as a woman, for the little things, for the big things, for the little amount, for the large amount that you have as a woman, to come to that place, to come to that moment and say, God, bless him. Bless him for whatever his life is doing, whatever he is doing, however he's treating others. Bless him. Shower him with blessings. That's how I had to move through those moments, because they were so difficult. And yet, with the system that I have set up in myself today, through God's hand and through his help with my journey of health, journey of healing, has been setting up my nervous system to be calm, to feel grounded, to feel at peace in the moment. It's not an easy thing to do. It has taken so much work. And so I want to share those things with you because they work. I am able to be here today. I am able to function today. I am alive today through God's hand, helping me and carrying me through those difficult moments, through the stressful times in my life, getting me through a journey of healing. And now I'm here today to share it with you, talk about it, and give you the tools and the techniques and the strategies that you can use in your life when you are feeling stressed, worried, down, your nervous system feels so out of alignment. I went through all of that, and I've done the research, and I've taken the courses, and I've read the books, and I've done the work, and I continue to do the work, and I continue to take the courses because they help me. They give me what I need to move forward. And I love the research. I love the information that I take into my life so that I can give it to you, so that I can share it with you, because stress is going to live in everyone. And it's not just women, it's men too. But my ideal clients are women. My ideal audience is you. You as a woman are my ideal, you are my ideal client. You are my ideal audience. So now I want to go ahead and share what it was that God shared with me today. And so I opened up my app for my Bible lesson in my personal Bible in my app. And as soon as I opened it, it was so precious. As soon as I opened it up, because I thought, well, I kind of had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to share with you today, but I wasn't sure of every single little detail. So I opened up the app for the Bible, and there it was. There it was. The word said, each one will carry his own load. And I thought, this is so perfect. This is the most perfect thing that I could ever have. Right as I sat down to do this video for you, to talk about the things that I wanted to talk about, that is exactly what I needed, was each one will carry his, or in your case, her own load. So that is found in Galatians 6:5. So far we have three things. One thing is to slow down. Slow down how we walk, how we speak, and how we move. Second thing is using your workspace to bring some grounding, peaceful, calming, let's say, belongings to your workspace, so that you can feel that calmness, so that you can feel that peace in your life, even for just the 8 hours that you are at work. Okay. And of course, your coffee mug or your tea, your hot tea, whatever it is you want to drink, right? Even if it's just some water, or maybe you need a fountain drink, maybe you need a soda or something, whatever it is you like to drink, have it at your desk, have it at your workstation. Number three was don't engage. Don't engage in the office drama. Don't engage in the office gossip. Don't engage in the office politics. Don't engage in whatever's going on around you that could be harmful, that is not yours to carry. It's basically simply not yours to carry. Each one of us will carry our own load. So we're leaving out the jealousy. We're leaving out the gossip. We're leaving out the judgment. We're not judging others. And this one was a hard one for me. This one was a very difficult one for me to drop because, the first thing you want to say is, why is she wearing that to the park? Why is she wearing that to go for a walk? Why is she doing this and that and whatever for work and whatever? There's so many things that we can think and say, and I've been guilty of it myself. I've done it myself. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. Because once you let those things go, your system begins to calm. Your system begins to feel at ease. And your system begins to say, life is for me now. It's for me. I don't have to worry about what others are doing. I don't have to watch and see what others are saying. And certainly don't have to be jealous or envious of anyone else. We're all women, and God provides for every single one of us in different ways. And we all acquire things based on what our relationship is with God. If you think about it, what is your relationship with Him? Are you pulling yourself closer to Him? He draws us, scripture talks about He draws us to Him. What are you doing? What am I doing? What are my strategies every single day to draw closer to Him? Okay. Number four is don't react. Now, this is another one. It kind of goes along with the engaging. I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. But if there is something going on, if there is drama and gossip, the, you know, the best way to keep it going, to fuel the fire, as they say, is to react, is to, give that, oh, uh, just react in a sighing moment, in a sighing sort of way to let the other person know, I want to know more. I want to engage with you. I want to know what's going on, what's happening. And so, again, that reaction is going to pull energy from your body, and that will stress you. And I can't highlight that enough. Anything that pulls energy from our bodies is going to give us stress. It's going to impact our life in one way or another. So that's another thing. And then number five, I've kind of already touched on it. And this one definitely goes hand in hand with the the text for today, the thought of each one of us will carry our own load. So as a woman, you carry your own load. Who are you? Are you a mom? Are you a wife? Are you a grandmother? Are you a nurse? Are you an attorney? Are you a high-tech software designer? Software engineer? Are you an emergency medical technician? Are you a firefighter? Who are you that you contribute so heavily into the community, so heavily into mankind? You are a very precious woman. You contribute so much to society. to what our life is around us. If you're in the technology space, if you're in the medical field, if you're an educator in some form or another, if you're a legal system person, whoever you are, you're keeping us safe. Maybe you're a police officer. That one just came to my mind. Maybe you're a police officer. Maybe you're a detective. Whoever you are as a woman, your energy and your life is so precious. And it's time for you, whoever you are, to take note and really pull back that energy back to you. Pull back your energy back to who you are, to your body, to your space, to your organs, to your eyes, your hands, your feet, your heart, your mind, your brain, your voice, your throat, to who you are, your energy, your whole energy as a whole. This is for you. This is for you to feel better. And please hear me when I say this. For us to soften as much as I have softened, and I'll give you a little bit of examples for that. I used to be in a space where I was like very much in a hurry. I was very much moving quickly. I would do everything quickly in my life, whether it was cooking a meal, excuse me, getting ready for work, getting my children ready, um, anything that I was doing, it was always in a hurry. Any of my tasks, any of my daily tasks, I was always in a hurry. And even driving, even getting from one place to another, it had to be in a hurry, in a hurry. And for what? Where did that even get me? you know, where did that place me as a woman? It was just, it was always, I always felt like such on a go, go, go moment and stressed and out of alignment, complete. I cannot tell you the new space of who I am today has helped me to just become so aligned with my body, with my person, with my thoughts, with my ideas, with my actions, everything I do. I've softened. I've become aligned in my own person, in my own body. And it's not an easy thing to do. But once you do it, it feels so good. I will be quite honest with you. The way I feel and have been feeling for such a long time now is I feel like I've come home to me. Pulling back all my energy is coming home to me. I'm right here, being home with me, taking care of my needs, and taking care of who I am. Unfortunately, the 4 years ago that I'm talking about led my life to become a now single person, a single woman. I was married for many, many years, and there were just some things that unfolded in the marriage that drove the stress to higher levels and higher impact on my life. And so many different avenues and things were coming into my life. And so the decision was made to not be married anymore, any longer. And so began the journey of healing. So began a long journey of many different details that I can share in a later video, more related to what I'm sharing with you today. But I'm here. I'm here to talk about it. And the stress at that time, you just you cannot put a price on the peace that I feel today as opposed to the stress I felt then. It's quite a contrast, and it just really makes me feel quietly proud of myself, but so enormously grateful to God for pulling me through, for pulling my life through such high stress, high impact, high performing years of my life. And so, whether this will ever reach the right audience or the right person, the right woman, I expect that it will. I expect this information to reach you in a moment of need, in a time of your life that you need to hear this information so that you can do something about it. You need to hear this. So, number 5 was carrying our own load, because we have, as as I mentioned before, carrying our own load. We all carry our own load, right? No one can do your load for you. No one. No one can do your job for you. No one can live your life for you. No one can live your marriage for you. No one can raise your children for you. You are her. She is you. So you have your own load. You have your own things to carry. You have your work. You have your life. You have your family. You have your children. Maybe you have grandchildren. You have your husband. Maybe you're a single mom. That's even harder. That's tough. That's a very difficult thing. And I'm saying that from experience. Fortunately, my children were grown, but as a single mother and grandmother today, I'll share these things in another video, but I would much rather husband in my life, have that relationship, have that marriage, because it's such a blessing. It's such a beautiful thing. And we came here as women to have a husband. Some of us, some of you can choose and decide not to, and that's fine. My point is, whoever you are, whether you're married or single, whether you're divorced or married, this is your life. And you can manage the different things. You can manage the stress. You can manage the happiness, the joy, the peace. You're in charge. And so why not bring some peace into your life? Why not bring some harmony into your life? Why not bring some calmness into your life and into your space and into who you are? You know, I absolutely love sharing this information because I know how dangerous stress can be. And I know how ill a person can be. For my organs to be shutting down, I wasn't able to eat, I wasn't able to drink. I felt like I was going to collapse. I was in bed for over a year, and I still went to work. I did go to work. I still kept functioning. I still kept driving myself to work every single day. And then my doctor said, you have to stop. You have to stop. And he put me, like, I had to stay in the hospital. And I kept fighting him on it. I said, no, I'm not staying here. And he said, you are staying here. And it was the best, most horrific thing that ever happened to me. And well, there are worse things that happen, but it was a very crucial, precarious time in my life. My life was in a very precarious state. And I'm telling you today because it's so important for you to know these things. And it's so important for you to understand that yes, you can be going to work. Yes, you can be functioning. And yes, you can continue moving forward, continue doing all the things that we do as women, but at what price? How much is it costing you? Do you have headaches? You know, do you feel so exhausted? Do you feel so fatigued? Do you feel so stressed out? Do you feel unheard? Do you feel unseen? All of those things come into your life, into your energy, into your space. Those are the prices that we're paying. And, where is it taking you? Where are all those things taking you as the woman that you are? You know? And it's not to say this video is not to say don't do what you're doing and don't continue working where you're working and having the life you have. That's not what this video is for. This video is giving you 5 different techniques, 5 different strategies, I'll say, to help you to slow down, to help you to soften, to help you to recognize and realize you don't need to worry about what others are thinking and doing and saying. You don't need to put any kind of energy or attention on someone else's input, someone else's jealousy, someone else's drama, because I will say in the workspace, there are a lot of things that we can talk about. There are a lot of different subjects and topics that we can talk about as women. And one of the most draining things for me was a particular person that had endless, endless things to say about others that were so negative. And I felt like I was going to say a few things. You would not know who this person is, but I don't even want to mention them because they don't deserve to be touched in my life at all. But they drag you down, they pull you down, they pull your energy from you, and it's not necessary. Keep your peace. Protect your peace. Keep your kindness with you. Share your kindness with those who deserve your energy. The best way to empower yourself as a woman is to not engage, is to not react, is to not be involved in the drama, in the jealousies and the envies of others. It's not necessary. What is it that you need to carry for yourself? What is it that you need to do? You know? What is it that you want for yourself? What is it that will enrich your life? So, again, I'll share the points with you. The number 1 was slowing down, and that can be in so many different ways. Number 2 was set up your workspace that might bring you a little bit of joy and happiness. Number 3 is don't engage. And this will take work because it took work for me. It takes work not to be part of those conversations. And, it might be that someone would say, oh, well, maybe she thinks this is what someone could say. She thinks that she's too good for our conversation or for us. No, that's not what it is. Not at all. You are merely protecting your peace. You are creating a peaceful atmosphere inside of you, inside of the 3 feet around you. I think it's 8 feet. I want to say I recently read and heard that it's 8 feet of our energy around us. And it's upward, downward, around, behind, and in front of us. I want to say I shared that in a different video, 8 feet. And so that is your space. That is your bubble. That's your energetic bubble. So why not share happiness and love and smiles and care and kindness and goodness and be the example for others, you know? Be that caring and loving and kind example for others to see your peace and to see your harmony in your life. See the alignment of how you feel, how you think, and what you do, your actions, your words. Number 4 is don't react. The best way to fuel any kind of drama and office antics is to react and engage. And we're not going to do that. As the high value woman that you are, you're not doing that. You're simply not doing that. And it might take you time to scale back and scale down, but you're not doing that because your peace and your energy is valuable and precious. Number 5 is we have our own load to carry, and it's quite enough where we don't have to lift and pick up anyone else's energy. And this is such a beautiful and important point that it came up on my app today when I was going to start this video because you already have your own get ready for you. Your get your clothes ready, get your lunch ready, your breakfast ready, whatever it is you do, whatever your routine is for yourself each day to get yourself ready for work, to get your kids ready, to get your husband ready. All the things that you do as a woman, there's so much load there. Why would you want to take on anyone else's load? Why would you even want to so much as touch it with your finger? And by that, I could mean your voice, your ears. Your energy is the most expensive, precious asset. Your energy and your time. Imagine your energy and your time are for you to share with those who appreciate you, who love you, who care what happens to you. That's who your energy is for. And if we're leaking it out to people around us, people at work, people who are saying negative things, then what do we have to bring home to our families? If you think of it like that, you're drained of your own energies. You're absolutely drained of your most precious, expensive asset that you own, your energy, your time. So when you walk back home in the door, what do you have to give to your family? What do you have to give to your husband? If you think of it like that, then that puts things in a better perspective as far as I can see, as far as I'm concerned. And so I really hope that you gathered some information from these insights and from this masterclass. There is absolutely so much that we can be doing that are negative things around us, negative things that impact us and that pull on our energy, that distract us. We haven't even gone into social media. We haven't even gone into that stuff yet. That's for a whole other video, and that's for different information. But just to give you an idea of what some of the things are that can pull from you and how precious your energy is as a woman, how valuable you are as a woman. Imagine, think about that for just one moment. That nurse, that EMT, that surgeon, that attorney, that firefighter, that teacher, that software engineer, that architect. Whatever you are, whatever you're doing in your life as your career, please take care of yourself. Take care of you, your energy, and your time. are your most precious, expensive assets. And I desire for you to realize that, to notice that, to see that, to come aware of that. Care for it, care for it, care for your time, your energy. You are so precious. So I hope that these different points brought some value to your life today. And I hope that you walk away feeling more energized with this information. So, again, my name is Rebecca, and I'm very happy to be here with you, and I'm very excited. I am today's years old, and I love having set up this channel. Actually, this is my third channel, and I also have a Spanish channel as well. And so I just love sharing. I love sharing with you ladies. And so thanks so much for watching. Again, your energy and your time are your most precious assets in your life and possessions. Please take care of them, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.